Well, when I'm done with it, it's pretty close, I'd say. I'd probably publish it on Steam, uh, just to see, if it gains any traction and just kind of to have my work out there, Feel like that would be pretty cool.
My name is Jason Gelrith. I teach computer science and some engineering here at Sunset High School. The goal of this program is to teach kids lots of different computer science skills, a lot of programming skills, from a variety of entry points, eventually building them from I've never taken any coding before, all the way up through like second year of college. So a huge variety of classes.
I think ultimately the biggest thing that I've taken away is collaborative skills. I think this is something that a lot of people overlook in coding because it's like, oh, you're just typing at a screen for hours on end, but it's really not. I think for a lot of big projects, we work together and it requires a lot of communication.
In many ways, what it's done is it's taken all of these other skills that other programs have, like humanities, science, math, and we combine them all together into cool projects that have real-world applications.
When I took artificial intelligence for my final project, and at the time I was also playing football, and we spent a lot of time in the film room watching film, and so I thought, why not for my final project? I tried building a machine learning model that automatically kind of labels these play clips with the correct formation. And so using the skills that I learned throughout the course, I was eventually able to build a machine learning model that kind of classifies the formations that we use here at Sunset. And so here you can see kind of each image and there's the label for the correct formation. And so this is kind of the training data that I used. And I gathered kind of probably over 5 years of film from the Sunset team.
This rendering is basically fully coded. This is done within one of Unity's custom render pipelines.
I took part in 3D modeling all of the assets, which was later, as you can see, viewable.
If you pick up an object right now, you can sort of see the pickup system and how we've sort of done a lot of these game mechanics.
Anyone coming in can take their interest and find a spot to enter into the program. So we start out with web design, where kids can make their own websites. They can start off in computer systems, which is closer to a hardware class. They can start off in video game making with game design. So we have lots of places where kids can find what they're excited about and come into the program.
Probably one of my favorite projects we did was the personal portfolio website that I did in web design, and it was where you were able to code your own website that had an About Me page and would feature some of your different hobbies.
Well, by far my favorite project had to be my final project for Game Design 2. I love those projects because they literally just throw at you, make a game, and then you kind of get to do whatever you want with it. And for this one of the options was to make a game with VR, and I just I saw that and I was like, well, I gotta try it. Gotta see how it happens.
I think one of my favorite memories is the PSA activity we did with the kids last year, where the kids explored a climate change or environmental problem that they wanted to address or find space that needs space for mitigation, and they basically created a video through code expressing the problem.
I really enjoyed cryptography last year. I'm not really sure why. It was a pretty basic assignment, but I think it was my first time doing something without a tutorial. And I think it was just the first time where I was like, oh, I don't know how to do this at all. And I had to search it up, how do I do cryptography? I had to figure out how it worked. I had to figure out how to translate that into pseudocode and then actually code that.
A typical pathway is a student will take a couple of those levels of game design, for example, and then oh, that's kind of exciting. Let me see what this college stuff is about, and then try out Java or Python and find out, hey, I can do this, I can be successful, and then really go into the heavy-duty, hard programming ones the C++ and data structures class, or the AI class or the cybersecurity. So it allows them a natural place for them to start out, keep the excitement going, and see them grow all the way up into professional level programmers.
I'm probably gonna try and do something in computer science bubble in general. Probably cybersecurity. My uncle's been telling me to try and get into that stuff because he's doing it also. AI too. My mom's working with that, learning that.
I'm really into music. I do choir besides just computer science, and I really enjoy doing choir. And on Spotify, I just listen to thousands and thousands and thousands of music tracks. So I want to combine my kind of interests. I want to work with computer science and blend that my data science love with also my love for Spotify and music, and maybe be a data scientist at Spotify.
I want to major in biomedical engineering in college and minor in computer science or machine learning or something of the sort. And I think that although I'm not going to major in computer science like many of the other people taking these classes, but the skills and the problem solving skills, the computer science skills, all of those will be of utmost importance as we move into that future in any field.
I'm constantly getting a chance to see kids that can take these skills and bring them really far into the future and make really exciting projects. But also even just small things like this kid wouldn't come to school if they didn't have game design, and maybe that means they graduate. So I get a chance to improve the world through these kids in all sorts of different ways.